Hello fellow Sudokans, and welcome to Zen and the Art of the Guardian Sudoku puzzle. It's Friday the 21st of March 2025. I hope you are keeping well. Even when we get a tiny victory for humanity, it's worth celebrating because everything else seems to be so negative right now. What's the victory we can celebrate? Samuel Jarrett Coker, age 61, just a couple of years younger than me, who arrived in the UK at the age of 13, does not have to leave. Part of the Windrush scandal, where dozens and dozens of people were deported a couple of years ago because of Theresa May, who as Home Secretary before she became Prime Minister, deciding that it was time for them to go. They'd entered illegally, which wasn't really the case, but anyway. For those of people outside the UK who don't know about the Windrush scandal, Windrush was the name of a ship that took early immigrants to the UK from Jamaica and the West Indies. And because they needed, the UK wanted people to work there, and they wanted them to do the crappy jobs that no one else would do, white people wouldn't do. And then decades later, they suddenly decided, it's time for you to leave now because of their racism and their anti-immigrant policies, so let's kick everybody out. It's kind of ironic that the Conservatives are now run by a black woman, but don't worry, because she can be as anti-immigrant as the best of them. She's just, you have to wonder if that black colour doesn't come off at nights or something like that, At heart, she's just as racist as the rest of them, it seems, when it comes to immigration. God almighty, what a country we live in. Anyway, congratulations to at least one person who has managed to stay in the UK after possibly worrying and having his case going back for repeated attempts to deport him. It's been going on for a long time, so he's managed to gain permanent residence now, hopefully. Right, shall we get on with our game of Sudoku then? What do we have? We have the Los Angeles Times expert level puzzle, regular for this channel. And as soon as I see a digit, I do see one, I'm going to tell you what that is. The digit that I see is a 3 blocking across here and a 3 blocking up there. So that gives me 3 in that square. And we've got a pair of 4 and 5 blocking across here. What do we know? We know that 4 and 5 are going to be in those two squares. And in fact, we've got 5 blocking up here. So that's our 5 and that's our 4. In fact, we've got 3 and 4 in these columns now. So we're going to say 3 and 4 are in those squares there. So 1 block's up here. 1 will have to be in one of these 3 squares here, forced into that location, one of those locations. So 1 can't be there. 1 must be in that square there, and we'll be left with 7 and 9 here. 9 blocks up there. There's our 9, and there is our 7. What's left in this column? 2, 8, is it? Okay, and this is 3, 4. 3, 4 here. We can do better than that, can't we? Because I did say 3, 4, I just got to double check that. Yes, I did. So 3, 4 are here and 2 blocks down here. So that has to be a 2. Then that will be our 8. So this is not 3 or 4. It's got to be 1, 7, 8. We've got 7s across the middle here. So that's a 7. And we'll be left with, 7. I hit the wrong key. See, this is, if I wasn't looking at the screen carefully there, I would have made that mistake and it just would have messed things up by the time I got to the end, just from hitting the wrong key without noticing. We'll be left with 1 and 8 in those squares there. So I can get this down here, can't I? Because we've got 1 and 8 there. So what's left? 6 in that square. Okay, and so down here we're looking for 2 2, 7, 9. We've got 2 and 7 together, so that square is going to be a 9. Okay, left hand side is quite well done, but we haven't got much towards the east. But we can get the 7 now, 7 blocking like this, so 7 is in one of these two squares, so that can't be 7. That has to be a 7, that has to be a 2. Okay, we have got 8 blocking across here and across here, so you will agree with me that those two squares have to be 8. We don't have 2 in this row yet, but we've got 2 blocking here, so you will agree with me that those two squares have to be 2 and 8. And that, I could have just done this, couldn't I? Never mind. Saved a bit of energy there, but never mind. Would have saved a bit of energy, I mean. So the missing number is 6 then. Just getting messages, but none of them are urgent. None of them are telling me I've got to do a rush job or anything like that, so they're all disappointing. Let's maybe go around the clock. Do we need to yet? Hold on. Let's go around the clock. There might be something else easy, I don't know. Probably not though. We've probably sorted out the easy ones already. Fours are in those squares there somewhere. keep looking at this block here thinking it's got some secret in it. I can see obviously that 4s are in those squares and 7s are in those squares and 3s are here. That leaves 5, 6 and 8. 8s are in those squares and 6s are there. No, no, no. I am not seeing anything that I can do. I don't know. So I'm going to finish off with the pencil marks. Let's put in the 2 and the 8 that go there. And let's put the 2s up there as well, since I'm doing that. We've got 2s somewhere across there. And on this side we're looking for 1 and 8. And this has to be 3 and 4. We've got 7s down here. We've got oh, that's 7 and 4. Why did I say 4 in those squares and 7s in those squares? Man, what's wrong with my eyes? Okay, I've started putting in the pencil marks now. Might not need them. Let's look at this block. So I did look at this block and say there's something. So the 3s then are in, 3s are in those squares. That was correct, as I said before. Let's going to put 3s up there. 5 across there puts 5s into those squares there. 6 blocks across here, so we get a pair of 6s there. And then 6 up here, 6 down here, and 6 across there and there. Means that that must be a 6 that we can place. And then 8 blocks across here, so we get 8s in those squares there. Okay. It's so weird. I looked at the 4 and the 7 being in the bottom row. I didn't see that 4 and the 7 were in the same column. My eyes, there's something wrong with my eyes, I think. So weird. Anyway, let's continue. 1s go there. Pair of 2s in those squares. So I think that's it. Let's just put in the other candidates in the middle. We've got 1s blocking up there, so we put 1s in those squares. 4 blocking down here, so 4s can go there. 8 blocks down the centre here. 8's there and up to here. Do we know anything about digit 1? Yeah, we got 1 blocking there. 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 blocking up here. And 9 blocking up there. Right, what's to be had? Pair of 3 and 4 here, so this can't be. Have I finished it? Let me just double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes, I have. This can't be 3 or 4, and this can't be 4, and this can't be 4, so it's got to be a 7, which makes this a 4, and this not 7. All right, and over on this block 1, 2, what do we know about 3s? 3 blocks down there and across like so. 6 like this. Do we know anything about 8s? 8 blocks across there. I've got this 3 and 4 here, so I mustn't put 3 or 4 there. Okay, also let's do this block up here first. So where are we? 1 blocking across like so. 9 like this. Right, 1 more to go. What do we know about the 1s in this block? Do we know anything? I don't know. So I'll put 1s everywhere. What do I know about the 2s? Well, they block across there like that. 3 blocks down here. And also this can't be 3, as I said. We've got a pair of 3 and 4 there, so 3s are in those squares there. 4 can't have a 4 here, but we can have 4s everywhere else. 5, 6, 7 and 9 are done. What about the 8? No idea about 8. Right, so all the candidates are in. Time to look carefully and find the answer. Some of you would argue I should look carefully all the way through, but you know, that would be too much like hard work. Where is it? Well, there's a possibility that I've made a mistake here, or that we've got some pointing pairs that I haven't noticed. So let's just go through the digits and see if I can spot any mistakes or pointing pairs. No, but I've discovered this is 2 and 4 only, right? 1, 8, 9, there we go. 3 numbers up here. So I can get rid of the 1 and the 8 there. Alright, that's 2, 4 there and 2, 4 there. So now I'm definitely going to go through the digits again. 1. So actually eights have to be in these two squares in this box, don't they? Because we've got 2, 4 here like this. So 8s are limited there. So we can remove those candidate 8s like that. And when we do that, we're going to be left with a 6 here. So that gives me a 6 there. And then we shall get rid of the 6s that we can't use. And did I clear all of those 8s? I think I did. Let's have a look. Okay. Alright, again, so let's look for any other similar ideas. Yeah, actually, back in this box, we've got 2, 3, and 4 left now, so that 3 is definitely not needed. And this is the only 3, in fact, there. We're left with 5, 8 in those squares. Yeah, that seems to be okay. So even though I missed something simple, it looks like the game still needed a bit more stuff to be done. Even if I had found that simple thing, it looks like it would have been more trickier than that anyway. Six blocking up here. I could be wrong, mind you. It's a bit difficult to know whether or not the game would have been easy without it or not. Here's an 8. There's 1. 5. 9. And now the mouse is behaving a bit weirdly again. Give me a bit of a clean. Alright, where am I? Over over here we need a 5, there we need an 8. Get rid of the 8s in those squares. Alright, let's go through. We've got 1s already, so we'll get rid of those 1s there. That means that's a 4. This, and this cannot be 4. We've got the 9 already, so that's a 7. Here we go with the 1, 9, 9, 5 in this square. No 5 there. Or there. Oh, come on, mouse. What else have I got to get rid of? 1s. And when we see the 9 already, we know that's 2. So that's our 7. And 2 must be in this square. And there, and there, and 8 there, and 8 here, and 8 there, and 8 there, and 1 there, and 1 there, and 1 there. 4 there, 2 in that square, 3, 4, 3 I think. So 4, 3, 4 and 3, so that's done. Yeah, quite a tough puzzle. So I missed something really dumb, but also even if I'd found that dumb thing, if I hadn't made that mistake, I think it probably would have been quite a tricky game after that point. Anyway, that's it. Thank you for joining me. Take care. Bye bye.